Well, the death toll from floods and landslides across Asia topping 1,300. Indonesia has been hit hardest with more than 700 killed and about 500 others still missing. Provinces of Aceh, North Sumatra and West Sumatra amongst the worst affected. Around 1 million people forced to take shelter in temporary camps. Military and rescue teams looking to every channel to deliver aid to cut-off communities. And more, Randy Mulyanto reports live to us for CNA from Jakarta. Randy, that search and rescue, what's the progress like?
Hello, Wei. So the search and rescue operations are still ongoing, with weather modifications still taking place to ensure that roads become accessible again. This counts as over 700 people have died, with around 500 still missing and around 1.1 million people being affected by the floods. Roads have been washed out and bridges have collapsed. Helicopters and boats have been deployed, although officials warn that damaged infrastructure and worsening weather are slowing operations. Access to some roads has been reopened as well, among them a route between North Sumatra and a regency in Aceh province. The roads are being dried up as well. Meanwhile, aid distribution is also ongoing. Trucks and helicopters are delivering aid as well. And Indonesia's President Prabowo Subianto sent various goods to these affected residents, including mattresses, blankets, vitamins, medicines, and other food items.
Randy, given the damage to infrastructure and, as you say, the worsening weather, it's no surprise that we are also hearing reports of residents, especially in Aceh, not having enough supplies and some of them being forced to stockpile. What's the scale of this shortage in Aceh?
That's right. We've also heard that residents are stockpiling supplies. I mean, this applies to those who are able and could afford to do so. The Indonesian government said it was sending rice and cooking oil to these provinces, to these affected residents. But it seems that, food shortages are looming. The risks are still there. As food prices have gone up, a red chili, red onions and garlic are some of the food items that have become more expensive as a result of these floods. And one of the strategies on the table is basically to bring in fresh chili supplies from Java to ensure that stocks are still there. Meanwhile, Indonesia's agricultural minister has assured the public that rice supplies would remain stable, noting the production surplus in these affected provinces. And the country's trade minister has also called for the retailers to ensure that they stick to the maximum retail prices, and not just food prices that have gone up. We have to talk about the potential risks, potential GDP loss for Indonesia. A research report published by the Center of Economic and Law Studies, found that, these floods could have contributed to the, contraction. The country's GDP could contract by 0.29% or almost 0.3%. Wesu.
Well, thanks. Randy Mulyanto, they're reporting live for CNA from Jakarta on that flooding certainly hitting parts of Indonesia.